Hi, I'm Catherine. Welcome back to A Modern Midwest Homestead. Now, if you saw my summer garden tour, you heard me talking about possibly pulling out the green bean plants that we had growing here. Well, as you can see, I went ahead and made the choice to pull those. On July 2nd, we pulled all of the green bean plants that we had growing in this bed. We cleaned the bed up and started over. We knew that a new plant has the capability to produce so many more beans than an existing plant that's flowering for the second or third time. About a week later, you can see most of them have come up. Just to recap, this bed was planted April 15th. We started harvesting around June 14th, and here it's the beginning of July and we're taking them out because they are done producing. This variety was called Provider, and they are a fantastic early green bean. One thing I do when I'm pulling my green bean plants is I always check the roots for rhizobacteria to see what our soil health is like. Rhizobacteria have a symbiotic relationship with the bean plant. It is a bacteria that grows on the root of legume plants. These bacteria produce nitrogen that the plants are able to use. So finding the rhizobacteria on the roots of your bean plants is a good indicator of good soil health. Once I get the bed cleaned up a little bit, I use these stakes at each end to mark a straight row, and then I'll use the hoe to dig a little trench for the seeds. Now you can definitely just throw your bean seeds in the trench and you're good to go. I like to be a little more precise, so I have a planting board that I use. There's notches cut every 3 inches, which make it easy to use for a variety of plants. So these I'm planting about 4 to 6 inches apart. The last beds that I planted, I did 3 inches, and I really felt like that was just a little bit too close together. So I'm going to give them a little more space this time. The seed I'm planting this time is a contender bean, and these are better for like middle and late season plantings. They don't do as well as the Providers early, but they are much more prolific and put a lot more beans on at once. As I cover the bean seed back up with dirt, they're going to wind up being a 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep, which will be just right. I'm going to water these in today, and then I'll probably come back every day to water them in again, just to make sure that the soil doesn't dry out and crust over and prevent them from coming through when they germinate. We've been able to harvest a lot of green beans so far this year, but I really want to make sure and hit my goal of jars of canned green beans that we can put up for the year. So I'm excited to see how these do as a late planting. Where we planted the new seed, we have several that have not germinated yet. So I want to dig down and see if they haven't germinated, if they weren't able to break through. And I think I just found our problem. The seed is completely gone, and there's a hole here. I'm guessing we have like a vole or a field mouse or something living in our garden bed that has eaten some of the seed, because honestly, I couldn't even find the seed where it should have been. Here's another spot where the seed didn't come up, and look at this. It looks like something has bitten it off. So I think that we just have a little bit of a pest yet. See, here's another tunnel. Darn it. Let's look. We have several that are not coming up. This one looks like it had the same problem. Yeah, I don't see anything good growing here. So I would say that whatever is living in this bed has gotten to several of these seeds. Well, that is really disappointing, looking around, finding that the seeds are gone or that the plants have been eaten off and they're not even getting a chance to come up. Obviously something is living under here eating these, but it is getting pretty late in the season to be planting more. This last bed, we had kind of planned on just having some at the end for fresh eating, or if we needed a few more to get the number of jars we wanted canned. So I'm probably not going to bother with replanting any of these and just see how much we get from what's here.